he's slow like molasses or fast like a Mars.
Okay. Yeah.
It's the best I got.
You got to workshop that one a little bit.
Yeah. I didn't bring a notebook. I need to.
It's fine.
No, Phantom Lancer just seems like an amazing pick here. They didn't have any amazing answers to it. The only things were like the Ember Spirit and the Leshrac, which of course were banned out the last phase there, right?
Yeah, that's what we were talking about. When you pick that Phantom Lancer at the end of that second phase, you can protect it with those last two bans, and they absolutely did. You know, the classic counters both removed from the game. So, yeah, you're going to have a Phantom Lancer problem if this does go on, and VG Gaming, with how these games have been looking so far, I imagine that's what we're going to be seeing, right? Kind of a longer game, 3, right? All of these games have kind of gone a little bit of a distance.
Yeah. So I'm not sure we'll get to 50 minutes again, but once this Phantom Lancer comes online, I'm not sure that they have a solution here on LBZS. As much as you do like this Mars, I've got my concerns. But mid lane should be fairly favored for the Razor. If you go a little bit too aggressive, the Storm can turn things around on you with that 1-1-1 build. You can do a lot of damage just pulling you into a Remnant, hitting you with multiple overloads. But it's very easy for him to build up a static link. As long as you don't dive the tower and get caught out by that 1-1-1, I think you'll be just fine.
Yeah, absolutely. And Razor, all you really do is, steal a little bit of damage off this first wave, and then you get to last hit and deny pretty much everything. Remnant, your only real source of securing these last hits now.
Yep. Doesn't last too long at level 1, thankfully.
Top lane, Molasses actually taking a lot of damage. Shakiro is just such a strong hero, I feel like. If there's no Oracle or any Dispel from the support, Dual Breath just does so much work.
Yep. The only concern was there wasn't anything to keep them in place as the game goes on with this Dual Breath on VC, but they don't have anything like a Mars Arena on their side or like a Puck dropping Dream Core forcing them to fight underneath multiple Dual Breaths or Macro Pyre coming out from him. But during the laning phase, he is quite scary.
Yeah, absolutely.
Massive slows and damage coming out from him. The bottom lane, Terrorblade, the panel was talking about that one. There wasn't really any picks to protect the TB, and already down here, he's taking a lot of damage from Irving. I don't think he's going to have such an easy time farming, and as the game goes on, he's not going to outcarry the Phantom Lancer.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty rough matchup for Terrorblade into the Phantom Lancer. It's pretty much always going to favor the PL as it goes on, and you have the Storm Spirit as well. So there's a lot of different options for getting on top of this hero. The meta not going to be as useful, right? Because they're going to be able to just gap close onto you, no problem.
Yeah, and the Storm Spirit I think was good for a multitude of reasons. Excuse me. He's gonna zap him. All right, he's under the tower. He's fine. But yeah, getting the Shadow Demon, getting the Bane on the back line is super important. So for the beginning of this game, that's going to be XM's job. He's got to have a decent lane so he can get himself that early Orchid, though. Otherwise, the Bane and the Shadow Demon, it's not going to be so easy to grab them. They're going to drop Disruption or Nightmare onto the Storm as soon as he tries to commit on them if he doesn't have that Orchid.
Yeah, mid lane actually going decent for XM here. I thought it would be a little bit more difficult. He is still managing to find the CS once that static link debuff does expire. But Razor, yeah, he's going to have a pretty free game, at least for a little while. It is one of those picks that scales incredibly well. Obviously, we see the BKB refresher build, pretty much the standard on this hero nowadays, but I'm so worried about what this game's going to look like at 35 minutes for the side of LBZS. Like the Phantom Lancer is just going to be such an issue.
Yeah, well, we have to get there first, unfortunately.
Yeah, you're right. They could try and just end the game before that happened, right?
Just end the game before we get to 35 minutes. Yeah, I think they're going to have to play kind of aggressive this game, but Razor usually isn't wanting to join any fights until you have that BKB refresher orb completed. So he usually likes around that timing. Like BKB refresher orb plus one more XM.
Oh! Gets the TP out just in time, but has to walk of shame back to the lane now, unfortunately for him, and Razor going to continue to outfarm the Storm here in this lane.
Yeah, Storm, very slow hero as well. So
yeah,
it's going to take him a while to get back all the way down to mid lane. I think he's just going to miss one creep wave, well, like 1.5 creep waves off of that one.
Erica doing very well in the safe lane here on the Phantom Lancer, though. 18 CS already. Mars not doing too bad. Overall, all the lanes are pretty good besides mid. Mid's the one where the Storm Spirit's going to struggle for sure. Yeah,
only a 13 CS over there. Razor's did a pretty good job denying him a lot of creeps too. 18 eyes off on him. But if Storm loses his lane that hard, ooh.
Unlucky there. on the timing. And again, Jakiro with this dual breath just doing so much damage back on over to the Mars. Molasses does need to be careful.
Looks like he's going to be just fine. But yeah, poor timing there. But yeah, Storm Spirit, if he struggles too much in the mid lane, he is a hero that jungles fairly quickly. But, you know, anytime that you see yourself in the jungle, you know, it suddenly becomes very easy for the Razor to start doing damage to your tower. You want to have that presence on the map as Storm. You want to be dominating the enemy mid laner on top of securing yourself CS. So
unlucky clarity there.
Yep. But alright, it looks like that's what he's going to be doing. Doesn't want to play against his Razor anymore at level 4.5. But, you know, if you get yourself a recovery kill once you hit level 6 or a nice rune, the game becomes a little bit easier again.
It's going to be a minute, though, and top lane Salad maybe in some trouble here. This could be the first blood. Burning down to the Jakiro. Just needs one more attack, and it goes the way of Erica here on the Phantom Lancer. A beautiful start for Vici. Bottom lane, Spear Breaker just charges down. No big deal. He's fine.
Yeah. Gets the one immediately. I think he's thinking
salving
about
up, too. He could play a little bit aggressive here onto Detachment's Bane. He gets any, like, convenient bashes.
He's gonna. I mean, he's got boots and 2 points. Oh, he's priming these bashes, man. This is pseudo RNG. It's not real RNG.
Oh yes, of course. Not lucky today, sir. Death Prophet, however, very low in this bottom lane. Charge does come through on over to Terrorblade. Just trying to. There it is. Finally comes through. Unlucky. What can you do?
Yeah. I guess, you know, when you're good, I suppose. Sometimes not so lucky.
But yeah, overall the lanes. Oh, actually we're gonna get a little bit aggressive here. Bottom, goodbye. Underestimated the damage there from the Spear Breaker. Gets a nice bash into the charge. That's all you need sometimes.
2 bashes, it's enough damage. And, you know, we were talking about this earlier. The hero does feel a little bit better with the buffs to his DPS, and he's able to farm now as well, so he scales better to the late game. So it's crazy been seeing him, like, not picked at all for, like, 2 years, and all of a sudden, very popular.
Yeah.
Like, late into a patch as well.
Nice deny on the haste rune there. Would have been very good for the Razor to have, of course, but not going to find it with it. Instead, he's just going to find the appreciating bounty runes in the triangle there.
Top lane. Erica still doing fairly well. Top of the net worth so far, and, you know, I do think that he wants to play somewhat quickly. You want to be able to punish this TB before he has too many items. That way Storm Spirit's able to burst him down, and given that Storm is losing the mid lane here, I think, you know, you're not going to have as much space made for you. Speaking
of Storm, this is what you're talking about, a recovery kill going his way. XM going to be pretty happy about that. Nice rotation in from the supports, and a little bit of a stimmy there for gold. He definitely needs it, considering he is quite far behind some of these other cores. But Erica, again, I mean, the Phantom Lancer, we're worried about this game, you know, obviously if it goes late and him being the Phantom Lancer, but he is the top of the net worth already. They're going to go and TP Shadow Demon up here. I think, are they just going to leave Phantom Lancer alone here to just kind of do whatever?
I mean, he dies if you're level 6 on the Mars. You have to be a little bit careful, use that doppelganger properly, but yeah, it looks like he's just fine.
Yeah, they're going to swap lanes. They actually just saw the Terrorblade TP up here, and so he's going to do
Terrorblade things.
Yeah.
Pop Metamorphosis, go for this tier 1 tower. And I don't think they're going to be able to do anything about this. Instead, they might look to trade in the bottom, and they've got 3 heroes down there.
Yeah, it's exactly what they're already doing. Irving with the Exorcism, just making sure to grab himself the tower with the first use of that. Detachment hiding in the trees, wants no business with it. And yeah, just a trade for the towers. Pretty standard stuff here early on.
It's a mid towers that they're going to be looking for. But I think if you're getting 1 for 1, it does favor the Storm Spirit. He's got a little bit more time to get that recovery.
I mean, any time this game that teams are spent farming is going to favor VG Gaming, I feel like, right?
Yeah, I mean, the later this goes, the better off Phantom Lancer is. It's always been the case. The hero is like the ultimate late game hero, especially given that they've done a couple of nerfs to the Terrorblade recently. They did end up buffing his strength gain, so now it gets 2 per level. But they nerfed his agility gain. They nerfed his Metamorphosis damage. He's not like that ultimate powerhouse in the late game like he used to be, and it's all single target damage. So against the Phantom Lancer, who's just going to be spamming Doppelwalk once he's level 25, there's no way he's going to be able to deal with him.
Salad gets a D-ward, but will pay for this one with his life. Another kill going the way of XM Storm, and he's back into the game. Just like that, almost level 8. A little bit behind on net worth still, but it's not the end of the world.
Yep. Oh, there's a couple of camps here. What is level 8? Looks like he's building what? Orchid is his first item. Again, he needs to be able to jump the back line here, get the Shadow Demon, get this Bane before they can get any of their spells off. That's how they're going to win these early team fights.
I mean, they just don't really have much disabled to really deal with the Storm Spirit. That's why they were talking about it on the panel, right? Like okay, they have the stun from like Fiend's Grip and Bane. You have like Molasses on the Mars, but for the most part, like none of their spells are really good at locking down this Storm Spirit, especially once he has like a BKB.
Yeah, very rarely Mars is going to be positioned to deal with the Storm Spirit as well. He's going to be concerned about all these other heroes approaching the team fight, or, you know, doing the first initiation, like jumping on a hero with his Blink Dagger, followed by Arena. He's not going to be able to commit the spear onto the Storm Spirit that often.
Make sure you're going to smoke up here on LBZS. Look to head bottom. I mean, finding this Death Prophet would be huge, considering she is the top of the net worth right now, having a fantastic game, and she is about to show on this bottom wave.
She's
so
dead. Way too far forward.
Irving,
a long way from help. Actually, if he
TP
TP's
home?
now, you're going to be fine.
Oh, no. The gamer sense here from the Death Prophet, really well done. And now they're going to go mid with Exorcism. They can try and just take this tower.
We gave him the runaround. All the heroes are set up there.
No, they're not going to commit. They don't want to. And they just got Jakiro chipping down the tower. You know, it's fine. Yeah, this is a really smart play from VG Gaming. Really, really good dodge there on the Death Prophet.
So wasted a good chunk of time moving back and forth between the bottom and the mid lanes.
Neff, can you translate that for me?
No. He said, Neff is a very cool caster.
Ah, okay, nice. Yeah. And handsome.
And handsome.
Yes, you forgot the tail end of that one. Terrorblade went for... Dude, this his portrait looks terrifying. What is that? Okay. I just was not expecting that.
Is this a set?
I don't know.
Was this like a gem that you get?
I have no idea. It is definitely a set, but normally there's like a glow on it or something. It's just like... Looks like he's made of rock. But did go for the Falcon Blade into the Yasha, going to be the build here.
Oh God, get that off my screen.
I went for, I played Terrorblade for like the first time in a long time recently, and went for the 5 bands of Elven Skin to start it out. It worked out great.
Oh, very cool. You ended, well,
top lane detachment, hold into a Vortex and a Bash. Bane, oh, cheeky play there from the Nightmare. He's just like baiting XFM. They're trying to give the kill over the Storm, but you won't let him do it. So Irving's gonna grab that one.
Stacks off onto the Jakiro, but yeah, nice attempt. I mean, they're wanting to get him to keep up with the Razor, and you know, he is neck and neck with him, but Razor's still a little bit further ahead. XM definitely had a rough lane there, forced to move into the jungle. Speaking of the Razor,
he's gonna TP top. Irving, a decent chunk of damage dealt to this tower, but they know they do not want to overstay their welcome. They did the damage, and they'll just back off. More space for the Phantom Lancer as he is just back bottom on this hero, farming up to his heart's content. And I mean, it's a slow game so far, 0-5. I hear the Demonic Purge. Who have they caught? It's going to be the Spirit Breaker into the Arena. So they're finally on the board here, 12 minutes in. You commit the Arena, commit the Purge, but all you get is the Spirit Breaker. It's not, I don't think you really care all that much if you're VG Gaming right now about that.
No, I don't think they'll be able to make any plays on VC for the next, I don't know, minute when these abilities are on cooldown. There's Phantom Lancer just doing his thing on the other side of the map, farming up, as is the Storm Spirit. But you know, that's like a whatever. You get our Spirit Breaker, we don't really care too much about your cooldowns. Our heroes are farming, so honestly, I think it does favor VC Gaming.
And Jakiro is doing such a good job at protecting his mid lane tower, right? He always has Macro Pirate if he needs to drop it, but the Dual Breath makes it so quick. That is a defusal at the 13-minute mark here for Erica.
Power Treads 1, defusal, chipped vest. He's actually pretty tanky and scary. He's going to be able to run down any of these supports without a care in the world if he catches them out by themselves.
Yeah, this is going to be a scary opening. I mean, typically when you buy this defusal first item, sometimes you kind of want to fight, as opposed to going for like the Yasha, which we see occasionally.
Yeah, Yasha's the farming item.
Detachment, nice. Nightmare here onto the Bane Molasses, rotating in. Does have the spear to connect there, and he's all alone, so they will be able to pick up this Jakiro here. A little bit of damage going to be dealt back the other way.
There's that dual breath in the ice path, but again, they just don't care when they lose these support heroes. They've got 2 cores farming. It's whatever. Net worth hasn't swung in LBZS's favor at all after these kills. But
here they go, though. They want to find more, and they really do need to. LBZS smokes up here with 4. Do they have vision to work? It doesn't look like it. The Dire Jungle seems completely dark to them, so they're going to try to just make that Make the call, Molasses with the Blink Dagger here on the Mars. The arena is going to be huge. It's going to pop the smoke. He finds him, Irving, but he gets the silence off right away. Sick play, and now XM on the backside onto the Bane. Gets the kill right away. It's going to be PP, though, chasing down the Death Prophet here. He won't be able to keep himself alive, but Erica comes in on the Phantom Lancer. They clean up big. 3 already dead on the side of LBZS, and now Spirit Breaker trying to bait this one out. Finds Molasses here. Charge does come through, will connect. They just need to get in range with one more. Ice Path will block off the retreat. Can he get another bash? Doesn't look like it for now, but Storm Spirit, he wants this Terrorblade. He gets an Invis rune. Okay.
Well, that's convenient.
Molasses is out.
Again, when you're good, you're... Oh.
Is he baiting?
I think he's trying to bait them back in. I mean, they realized that he saw them pause for a moment there. Saw that they dropped a sentry, I am certain. But, all right, he's going to get back now. But, yeah, such a quick reaction there from the Death Prophet.
Yeah.
That silence was absolutely insane. And Storm doing exactly what it needs to. Jumps to the backside, the other side of the arena, catches the supports back there, and they just melt. And he doesn't even have his Orchid yet. Once that's completed, things are even more difficult for them. Yeah. So already things tipping pretty hard in the scale. It's only a 3K net worth advantage, but
Storm Spirit goes in, finds the Razor. Nice disruption there, but he's about to fall right into an Ice Path. The Macro Fire, all of the magic damage from this Jakiro. Just way too much for them to deal with, and now Irving with the Exorcism. Going to be able to focus down this mid-tier 1 tower, and a great pick-off here for Vici. They'll top that fort, trying to slow this one down a little bit, but it doesn't feel like it's going to matter. They're going to get this tower no matter what.
Yeah. Buy themselves a little bit of time, and time is what they need to get this Terrorblade farmed, but I feel like time is...
Oh, detachment. Oh, he's going to pop the Nether Strike, ends up missing with the charge. Arena Spear does come through, but again, the damage is there. They get the Bane, and Spirit Breaker, he doesn't really seem to care all that much.
He just digs up a bounty rune in the middle of the arena. The crowd cheers.
The crowd goes wild.
That's really what it feels like when you take up a bounty rune as support.
Oh, God, we were watching a game... We were casting a game the other in Division 2, I think, and we saw a Razor like dig a bounty rune in front of the enemy tier 3, and then they lose the game.
Yeah, they lost the game off
of it. You know, sometimes the crowd goes wild, other times it might backfire.
Yeah. That one was pretty funny. All right, Yasha now completed on Erica, just being flown out to him now. So again, top of the net worth on 500 gold ahead of this Terrorblade, managing to. I mean, Terrorblade's keeping pace okay, despite that you control the map, being up 5K on VC, but the TB is not winning nearly hard enough that he needs to be to make up the difference between like the PL versus TB matchup.
Absolutely.
Needs to be, like,
but
also
also
up on him.
Look at the difference between where this mid lane went, right? Like we saw Storm having such a rough time very early on. PP was dominating, and now he is, you know, over 1,000 gold behind the Storm Spirit. Those multiple kills that he found early on, able to find. I mean, it's just kind of just the result of it being a decent Storm game, right?
Yeah, and these heroes are just going to melt to the Storm Spirit on the back line. Like now that he's got this Orchid, his net worth is going to accelerate even more. There's no way that DP keeps up with him. And the Razor does feel very strong once he gets the refresher and the BKB completed, but we're still a little ways off of that.
Yeah.
Storm's hit one of his big power spikes.
Sick pickup there on the Terrorblade, grabbing the Manta style early, so not really an Orchid target. Does have the ability to get out of Irving's silence as well, so not as susceptible to getting bursted, but the rest of your team is still very scared of this Storm Spirit. They're going to smoke up here, maybe see if they can find something. Again, in this dire jungle, Molasses with this Blink Dagger needs to be the one to get the initiation.
But it's hard to, like, the Spirit needs to come off so quickly if he finds the Storm Spirit.
End up guessing wrong as VG Gaming went to the left side of the jungle and now looking to go mid here potentially and take down this tier 1 tower. They do get eyes on the Jakiro, but D-Ward will...
No, Jakiro's going to get greedy. He's going to get speared as soon as he shows himself.
He's actually pretty safe. Irving's on the other side, and Storm Spirit's rotating in as well. They get the Ice Path there. Dual Breath does come through. Charge on the backside as well. Do they have the stuns, actually? He's fallen low, but he's pretty safe, and now you're just going to lose the Spirit Breaker. Instead, Fiend's Grip does catch the Death Prophet in the middle of it all. PP trying to do it again, but he's just dying to the Exorcism. Instead, Irving, he's going to come out totally fine, and Detachment instead dies to the Phantom Lancer.
Yeah, they try to do the damage there to the Death Prophet, but the Glimmer Cape comes out, ends up keeping her alive. At least I'm pretty sure that was a Glimmer Cape. Who's that on?
It's hard to say. But, I mean, in general, like, the Razor standing on top of a Static Link, the Eye of the Storm trying to just beat down the Death Prophet, ends up almost dying instead.
Yeah. I mean, like, I thought you would jump Jakiro when the Death Prophet shows herself and drops Exorcism. That's the hero that you need to get on top of and burst as quickly as possible. But if you don't have the damage there, all you do is put yourself out of position. and melt to those the Spirit. So that and the Storm Spirit coming in ended up saving that fight, saving the DP, and game getting harder and harder. Now 4-12, 6K net with advantage for VC. 18 minutes in. This is the most one-sided game that we've seen so far today.
Yeah, it just Vici has everything they want, right? Like they got the draft advantage. Their lanes went really well. I mean, minus the mid lane on the Storm, but he's recovered exceptionally well. And now 4-12, 6K gold lead here just at the 19-minute mark. Everything going their way. A halberd already completed here on the Death Prophet as well.
Yeah. So as soon as you try to stand your ground with that metamorphosis on Terrorblade, or if the Razor's running at you, even if he has that BKB refresher, as long as you can get that that disarm off on him first, he's not doing anything.
The Bane, and another quick one goes the way of XM. Now unstoppable, 6-0-2 on this Storm Spirit. Molasses here. See if he can go in, gets the Arena Spirit, does find the Spirit Breaker, no bulldoze to save him, so they will trade. 1 for 1 there.
Kill they do very much need as well.
Well, fine. Yeah, well played there. Nice find by the Mars.
Still a little ways away from these next couple of items if they're actually able to take these team fights. BKB still being worked on this Mars. And, there's a lot of magic damage coming out from their side. Jakiro really does, Jakiro and the Death Prophet both really do melt you thinking on top of you with, like, these dots, the Spirit Siphon, the Macro Pyre, the Dual Breath. It really does add up. The BKB fairly important. TB working on his Aya Scotty, but still a pretty long way off. This is his first ultimate orb, and imagine they're going to start looking to push these tier 2 towers sit around the Roche pit pretty quickly here on the side of VC. They're going to be wanting to look for these next objectives in just a moment.
Yeah, you do have the BKB on the Razor now going for that Eye of Scotty. We've seen him have it for a little while.
He's going on
not Eye of Scotty, Refresher, yeah. I don't know why I was
Eye of Scotty's
thinking about it, yeah. Lotus Orb now done on the Death Prophet as well. So she is super tanky. She has a bunch of bonus armor thanks to that. The evasion from the Halberd plus obviously the disarm. So against heroes like Razor and Terrorblade, she's quite survivable.
Oh, yeah. They're going to have a lot of trouble blowing up. And already in that last team fight with the initiation from like the arena, everything just did not go down.
They're smoked up here on VG, heading into what seems like the triangle. They're going to walk right into the Bane, though. XM just goes in, sees who he finds. It's going to be a Silence there onto the Bane. They got the Sentry down, and he will find another. Arcane Rune did get popped, so XM would like to find a little bit more with this.
Detachment's charge switch to?
Well, looks like it's going somewhere. It's going to be the Shadow Demon. He has the vision from it. Charge. It's still going to connect, but protected by the Glimmer Cave. In comes the Nether Strike. He gets the kill, sacrifices himself at the tier 3.
That's a real Spirit Breaker player right there. It doesn't matter if I'm going to the entire enemy team as long as I'm getting this kill.
Yeah.
It zones them, though, and they do go for the Roche pit here. I mean, we were talking about this. This was their next big objective that they wanted to take, but getting into the position to take this when they smoke up on 4 heroes.
They've got Macro Pyre to play with, so they will drop that into the pit. Death Prophet going to try and zone them out with this Exorcism. Haste Rune, however, picked up on PP. Molasses comes in, hits a great spear. They will take down the Jakiro. The rest of the team just needs to disengage, and Irving looks like he's going to be fine. The question is, can they find the Phantom Lancer TPing out on the stairs? He's going to be safe. So they disengage completely. They get the Aegis. You all use the Jakiro. That's not a bad trade.
Not bad. Set up by the Spirit Breaker, of course. At least that's, if I was a Spirit Breaker, that's what I'd be telling myself.
Yeah, the good old I set that up.
Yeah, I set that up. Look how far I zoned the enemies all the way into their base. So much committed onto me.
Space Maid,
Yeah. The Space Cow. What he does. Now, for sure, Orb. About half completed now on the, a little bit less than half completed on the Razor, and that's one of the big things that's going to, I guess, improve their odds in these team fights, right? And without that, the double static link, it will actually, the double Eye of the Storm on top of the static link is one of the few tools they have that will actually bring down this Death Prophet or this Phantom Lancer fairly quickly.
Yeah.
You can stay on top of the target easily with the link. He's not able to doppel walk off of it. But
I mean, Storm's on his way to a Bloodstone, though, and
yeah, you just think that your entire team's going to melt while you run at these heroes, right? Like
that's what I'm worried about, yeah.
Storm Spirit jumps the back line, takes out both the Shadow Demon and the Bane fairly quickly, and it's possible that SB charge stays on top of his Razor with your BKB piercing charge, your ultimate. It'll keep him disabled long enough for the Storm Spirit to make quick work of the back line.
We'll see what they can do. I mean, the Eye of Scotty being done on the Terrorblade is pretty sick, but he's going to have a hard time keeping his hands on the cores here.
Yeah. Small army coming out. Yeah, they were right on the panel. It does a lot more damage than it used to.
What, the charge?
Yeah, with the the Shadow Blade, it almost ended up one-shotting the creeps.
Yeah, once he has a little bit more items, he'll be able to just one-shot it.
Very cool. We get the PL check right now. He is going for the Octarine core. It is absolutely ridiculous that this is a thing. What a time to be alive.
It is really good. I mean, the Octarine core build started here in the Chinese region, and it's not that surprising, especially into the Terrorblade. That's one of the reasons we see it. Like, you just spam the Dragon Lance constantly. It's so annoying.
Oh, yeah.
You just like also find
Lance. You said Dragon Lance.
Oh, did I say Dragon Lance?
Yeah.
Oh, weird. Yeah, Spirit Lance. You just like constantly find the connections there, and then also just like randomly will bounce to a support behind someone, and then they're like, oh god.
Yeah. I mean, they tried to nerf that build as well. They like increased the cooldown reduction on the talent or something like that. The ability actual by like 1 second. They're like, please just stop building the Octarine core on PL.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to do this.
It's like, this is not supposed to be a carry item. Top lane, Arena does come through. They managed to find the Spirit Breaker, but he's got the Bulldoze still active. The rest of the team trying to find in. XM gets the Shadow Demon on the backside, and an easy pick off for him. TP out, he gets him with the Ice Bat! Oh no, Terrorblade left all alone. A beautiful guess there by that Jakiro.
Absolutely amazing play there. TV's game wasn't difficult enough to begin with, not getting out there, clutched out by the Jakiro. Sick ice path, and you know, your backline isn't able to do anything. They're so concerned about the Storm Spirit jumping them that they're not getting any of these saves off.
Yeah.
So everybody's got their own problems on the side of LBZS, and you know, they're not crumbling. I mean, the number 3 advantage is slowly going further in the way of VC, but I feel like it's just a matter of time before.
Fiend's Grip onto the Phantom Lancer here. A nice find, but there's going to be the Ice Path to try and keep him in this one. Doppelganger, Erica, able to survive for the moment. Nice charge comes through from the Spirit Breaker, holding detachment in. There's going to be the Lance Spam as it comes on in, and Irving joined the fight. They start falling one by one. They find the Shadow Demon. They catch him with the Dust. XM, super far time here behind the tower. They just get crushed by VG Gaming. Another 3 kills.
Oh, and there's the breaking points that I was about to talk about. And just like that, Fortify still on cooldown as well. No reason for them not to walk up on the high ground here. Arena not available in this TB. He's not going to fight into them.
No chance. This TB needs so many items to deal with this, and Irving is just so strong.
Yeah, catapult as well, speed things up, and they try to slow things down, spamming out what spells they can, but all right, looks like they will back up. Only 25 seconds left on this Aegis. They don't want to chance it. You are playing against a Mars, though. We've seen games turn around off of him doing that spear trick where he faces his base, he bulwarks, and then he throws the spear towards his base after blinking behind you.
I don't know if you can do that anymore.
You can.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I was doing it just like before I left.
I believe you.
It doesn't like come out from behind your hero, but you face towards your base when you bulwark, and so when you blink forward, you're facing behind.
yes. That is correct.
The spear comes out like instantly.
Yeah, we used to refer to the old version was the butt spears.
Yeah.
Those got fixed.
Yeah, that desperately needed to be fixed. You can still do something a little bit weird if you target your own hero portrait. It can come out like behind you right away.
That's neat.
Yeah, there's a couple heroes that do that. You can do it with like Earthshaker and whatnot as well. You can just fish her behind you.
All right, we're going to see the Lincolns queued up on the Storm Spirit here, obviously to prevent one of the 2 CCs that can actually be thrown on him. So Fiend's Grip not going to be super strong.
Yep. So as long as you jump the Bane, like if you get the Shadow Demon or the Bane, you're fine. But you want to jump the Bane, get the Orchid off onto him, and then you don't have that disruption to drop onto the Storm Spirit. And if Storm Spirit disrupts, you know, the Bane there, then you just turn onto the Shadow Demon.
Yeah.
So he is a massive nuisance for this backline, and you know he's just going to start using these support players like a battery. He's got his Bloodstone.
Yeah. Don't mind if I convert you into another charge, please?
This is your purpose?
Yeah. I mean, VG Gaming looking really good. A 12,000 gold lead here, 7-20. Everything going their way. They're going to smoke up, see if they can find some more kills here.
Yeah.
XM has a gem now too, so Glimmer Capes, stuff like that, not going to save him.
Yeah, we talked about...
PB gets caught here in the mid lane. Vortex into the Ice Path and just instantly deleted.
There's 100 gold from his Refresher Orb before he went down there. He's got the recipe in his backpack. He's got 2 Void Stones. Just needs the Rings of Health. And oh no, they're losing the Bane too.
Yeah. Optimistic teleport right there.
You know, you gotta try. You miss 100% of TPs you don't use.
Cast?
Cast? Yeah.
Something like that.
Something like that.
I'm sure that's right, though. Top lane, they find Salad as well. Spirit Breaker giving him the slap. Ends up converting another Bloodstone charge to XM. He's like, hold on, don't do it, guys. I need this.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, in the base, Arena comes out from Molasses, but he's just taking way too much damage from this Phantom Lancer. Doppelganger's on forward, looking for more. And again, this is the PL problem that we were talking about. You can't do anything to this hero. It's going to be Terrorblade next on the chopping block, trying to make his way back to the base. Nice silence. Doppelganger to dodge out that spear. And Terrorblade, he's dead. XM just snipes the others on the backside. 5 heroes fall inside the base. VG Gaming making a statement here in game number 3.
Yeah, we saw 2 very close games, but this one, it was all VC all the time. I mean, slight advantage for the Rays in the mid lane, as you'd expect, but those recoveries, and that is it. The GG is called.
They've done it, man. They grabbed themselves the first series here for them in this DPC, and honestly, LBZS put up a great fight in game 1 and 2.
Yeah, absolutely. But this game, things just kind of came apart. The draft, the Storm Threat was such a massive issue.